We are live at Lincoln High School for our Avera Health Game of the Week. Fox Sports 98.1 Radio, Metro Sports TV, DakotaNewsNow.com. John Gaskins at 39th and Cliff, where tonight the state's #1 team, Lincoln, looks to remain undefeated, but they'll have a hefty challenge from the red-hot O'Gorman Knights, who come in on a 6-game winning streak. Lincoln with an overall record of 8-0, and the Knights check in at 7-2. This is our pregame show, and let's get rocking and rolling with our other games in AA basketball this week and tonight especially. And we'll start with a Roosevelt at Yankton game. Two teams hungry for a victory. Number 4 Harrisburg is hosting Jefferson tonight. And Mitchell and T area, boy, they had a great game last night. We had that on the radio. The Colonels escape T 53-49. I don't know if that was the biggest crowd T area basketball has ever had, but it was the fullest the parking lot has ever been for a T area game I have been to. The defending state champs continue to struggle to score, especially down the stretch, but they had just enough big plays from their biggest guns, including Marcus Talley, who hit his only three-pointer on 9 attempts in the final quarter, and 2 clutch free throws with 10 seconds left to make it a 4-point lead, and Mitchell hung on 53-49. But T area, wow, congrats to the Titans on a 7-4 start, receiving votes in the top 5 poll in their first year in AA basketball. Those games, that slate, brought to you by Augustana University. Find your bold at Augustana, where hands-on learning, a vibrant community, and diverse opportunities prepare you to lead and succeed. And now the top 5 poll in boys AA basketball, the ever-evolving top 5 poll. It looks nothing like it did just over a month ago before the season tipped off. The Mitchell Colonels were the incoming state champions and number 1, but they have fallen to number 4 with a pair of losses in their last 5 games. Lincoln, the only undefeated team. The Patriots are 8-0, and they're so far 3-0 against teams in the top 5 or receiving votes. And that includes an impressive win over Washington to open the season here at home. They've also blown out Harrisburg, who's now the number 3 ranked team, by 24 points in the Tigers season opener, and an impressive road win at Huron, a team that's going to be tough this year and receiving votes this week. So Lincoln is battle-tested. Brandon Valley, a surprise at number 2 at 7-1. Then there's Harrisburg. Mitchell and O'Gorman rounds out the top 5 at 8-2. Indeed, tonight, this is a top 5 tilt. The Knights nor the Patriots look a whole lot like they did last year. There are some fresh faces and some fun players to watch, and we'll go over them when we come back on our pregame show. It's our Avera Health Game of the Week. The Lincoln Patriots and the O'Gorman Knights on a Friday night in Sioux Falls on metrosports.tv, DakotaNewsNow.com, and the Outlaw Channel 13.2.
To have cloudy vision flying an aircraft, you have to have perfect vision. It's vital. I came here 4 years ago, Advanced Thompson Vision, and had my first light adjustable lens. About 5 weeks ago I came and had the second one done. It's just, the technology is out of this world. It's outstanding, you know. There's nothing else like it in the world. But even if I could get it done in Dubai or Tokyo or Singapore, I wouldn't do it except here. Only Advanced Thompson Vision.
Here at Touchmark at All Saints, you're going to be surrounded by history.
When you drive up to our community, you are impressed by the beautiful campus all around. This community is a combination of the old and the new. The old on the exterior, but your apartments are impressive. I've never been so pampered in my life.
So it's the combination of both the history and modernization that makes it fun and enjoyable.
Starting with First Bank in South Dakota was the easy part, earning the confidence of local farmers. Helping families account for their dreams and securing the future for countless businesses took us a little longer. We owe it to the hard workers, big dreamers, and forward thinkers out there. Thank you for making South Dakota a great place to call home.
Experience it all. Follow your academic and career goals and your love for the arts, music, and competition that thrills you. Learn from award-winning faculty and in classes where you are more than a number. Build lifelong friendships at game day experiences and in student organizations for all interests. At Augustana, you don't have to choose. Live and learn in the heart of South Dakota's largest city, where job opportunities, networks of professionals, and a hometown feel await you. Find your bold at Augustana University.
The stands are filling up. The players are warming up. We have a top 5 tilt of high school basketball tonight. A pair of schools just a few minutes away from each other. The number 5 O'Gorman Knights, winners of 6 in a row, and the Lincoln Patriots, who have won each of their 8 games to start this season and ranked number 1. It's our Avera Health Game of the Week, and let's go through our South Dakota State University team profiles. First for the Knights. As we've mentioned, they have finally cracked the top 5. They have had an impressive win streak. Derek Roby says we know we have some dudes. We know we have some talent and we have some depth in this squad, and that's something they weren't so sure about when the season started. And on this 6-game roll, the Knights are averaging 73 points in those contests, and they're not turning the ball over. They're keeping those possessions hoarded so they can get more points. Only 10 turnovers per game. Not bad in high school basketball. Meanwhile, the Lincoln Patriots, as mentioned, they are 8-0, unbeatable, and an average margin of victory of 18 points. Few of their games have been close. I mentioned their wins over teams that are either in the top 5 or receiving votes, and those wins alone, by 10 over Washington, by 24 over Harrisburg, and by 10 at Huron, a very tough place to play. That's more like a 20-point win when it's at the venerable Huron Arena. And the closest combatant the Patriots have received a threat from, surprisingly, the Jefferson Cavaliers, who are 3-7 but playing a lot of close games. That was a 68-63 Lincoln win on New Year's Eve at the President's Bowl Classic at the Pentagon. And we mentioned Derek Roby telling us we got some dudes now, so let's take a look at our players to watch in this game tonight. They're brought to you by Central State Bank. And Caleb Terveen, one of the pacers for the Knights, 11 points per game through these first 10 games. He can shoot it from the outside, making almost 2 trays per game. And he's going to be the guy that, hey, look, if the Knights need a big shot, end of the shot clock, end of a quarter, end of the game, look for it to be in number 4's hands. He and Nayun Dute lead the Knights at 10.5 points per game. And our player to watch for Lincoln, and there's quite a few. This team is a handful. But we're going to go with Sam DeGroat, the 6'6 junior guard, averaging 16 points, 5.5 rebounds a game. Shoots well, picks his shots nicely, 57% from the field. He can drain it from the outside at 43%, but you look up and down this Lincoln roster, all these guys can shoot. This is a team that averages 48% from the field, 35% beyond the arc, and they have 4 different players who have hit at least 6 3-pointers through these first 8 games. And by the way, they can play defense as well, giving up just 48 points per game. The table is set. We'll have our Vern Eide keys to the game when we come back in a minute on Metro Sports TV and DakotaNewsNow.com.
Banking isn't just about financial products. It's about service and what we can do for you. Those personal touches are at the core of who we are at Central Bank. Decisions are made locally by people who get to know you. And while a lot has changed since 1877, we're still committed to our customers and to being the best bank in every community we serve. Central Bank, member FDIC.
Jackrabbits don't wait to see what the future holds. They build it. At South Dakota State University, the next generation's leaders are preparing to launch. They're focusing on growth, and they're reaching new heights of excellence across vital industries. SDSU is building something greater for South Dakota and the world. Join us.
We are just about set for tip-off in Midtown Sioux Falls Metro Conference Friday night. Top 5 tilt. The number 1 Lincoln Patriots at 8-0 hosting number 5 O'Gorman, coming in at 8-2 and winners of each of their last 6 games. I'm John Gaskins, Chad Berger, and the intrepid Metro Sports TV crew here tonight. A game you can see on Outlaw Channel 13.2 or metrosports.tv or dakotanewsnow.com, and later on metrosports.tv replay and the Metro Sports YouTube channel. And it's time to look at our keys to the game tonight. This is a big one, mid-season. I mean, the dog days of January have been trudged through, and we see the calendar flipping in just a week. And before you know it, we'll be out in Rapid City for the state tournament. So this is a big game for points and for confidence, and the Lincoln Patriots just need to keep doing what they've been doing. Score in transition. O'Gorman, they got to light it up from the outside to have a chance against these Lincoln Patriots tonight. The O'Gorman starting lineup just introduced. Derek Roby, the head coach of the Knights, believe it or not, now in his 20th season. And when I asked him before the season started, I asked if he can believe it's been 20 years, and he said, yeah, it feels like 20 years. He has over 550 victories in his career that spans 40 years. He's also spent time at Aberdeen Roncalli and Aberdeen Central, both boys and girls. And his adversary tonight, Luke Hanneman, this is his very first year. He hasn't lost a game yet in his head coaching career. He comes to Lincoln from Roosevelt, where he was an assistant coach under Mitch Begeman the last 8 years, and with Mitch Begeman as an assistant the 2 years before that. And Hanneman, a tall drink of water, was a blazing guard. He could shoot the lights out on Robin Burgard's 2009 Lincoln Patriots team that ran the table and won the state championship. The 5 Patriots are on the floor, and so are the Knights, and we are about ready to go. In the center circle, Sam DeGrota, 6'6" junior for Lincoln, will tip it off with Jackson Bjorkman at 6'4" for the Knights, and Lincoln controls the tip. This gymnasium about 3/4 full, hefty student sections. Of course, in one of those student sections, there's a lot of adults, but still, you love to see it. The Knights playing man-to-man defense on a 6-game winning streak. The Patriots penetrate, then kick it back out up top. There's the quarterback of the football team, Brody Schaefer, driving at a nice defensive move, but also a foul on Caleb Terveen, our Central Bank player to watch. Schaefer at 6 feet tall, following in his brother's footsteps at quarterback for Lincoln. Tate, as a third-year starter as a senior last year, led Lincoln all the way to the state championship. They had to re-rack some receivers, at least half the roster, and Brody Schaefer, as a sophomore, just lit it up this year, leading Patriots to back-to-back titles. This one less expected than last year. And you can see the sophomore, he's ready. He came to play. He nails both free throws. He's averaging 9 points a game, and Lincoln has drawn first blood 2-0. Knights' first possession, also against a man-to-man. Nayun Dute with the fake, step back, and can't quite knock down the 3 over to Grote. Luke Kremkes gets the board, and the Patriots look to fly down the court. This is a team averaging 66 points per game. Schaefer getting a challenge from Dute. Retreats, another challenge. Dute gets his hand on the ball. Out of bounds, they said Schaefer touched it last, trying to recover it. Schaefer looks confused. The ref was right there on the spot. From here in the moment, it looked like it may have been off Dute, but the Knights get the ball. Terveen driving in on Edison Knoll, kicking it up top. Here's a 3-ball, a little short from Mason Clark. And Sam DeGroat, Lincoln's leading scorer and rebounder, gets the board. 2-zip Patriots, a minute 20 into this top 5 tilt. Teams are combined 16-2. Kremke's working in. Back up top. Long 3. Erickson. Little strong. All the way into the right corner. Terveen trying to throw it off Edison Knoll. And instead he stepped on the line. And so Lincoln retains possession and gets a fresh 35. These Patriots undefeated at both home and on the road. 3-0 against teams in the top 5 who are receiving votes. Beautiful baseline cut and the reverse. Kremke's with an assist from DeGroot, who drew the crowd in the low post. Beautiful offense, 4-0, Lincoln the lead. There's a pair of Terveens, some twins for these Knights. Number 4, that's Austin. He has the ball. Caleb, his brother, wears number 5. Little screen that Austin sends for Dute. Dute, high post jumper. In and out. O'Gorn's had good looks. They've been rattling in and out. Patriots keep getting the defensive boards, and now Schaefer working in. And before the kick out, a foul on one of his 2 defenders. Kremke's showing his range from deep on a 3-pointer that's not counted. And into the game for O'Gorman checks in who appears to be one of the budding stars of local high school basketball, Camden Sissy. Watch for some fireworks. Inbounds, Kremke's is there. And a big man gets on the board. Lincoln has scored the first 6 points of this game. And here's a quick release 3. Austin Terveen, no. Kremke's the rebound. The Knights yet to hit a field goal and yet to get an offensive board. Lincoln looking to pounce. Here's Erickson, the Euro step, and he draws a foul. So Lincoln moving the ball quickly. Beautiful shot selection and pass selection and aggression. And they've gotten to the free throw line already a couple times in these first 3 minutes. Sam Erickson, the 6'3 junior, 6 of 10 on the year at the line. And he swishes his first. Last time we were here for Metro Sports, Lincoln's second game, a 65-41 net singer over Harrisburg. Erickson was on fire. He had 6 3-pointers, had 21 points in that game, and he makes both free throws. It's 8-0 Lincoln. Gymnasium full of energy. Austin Terveen, baseline jumper, right over Edison Knoll. Finally, the Knights are on the board. Terveen, a 40% field goal shooter. Knoll with Terveen in his grill, slashing, handing it off to Kremke's. Kremke's kind of lost it. Picked up right on the spot by John Lent, but the Patriots get it right back, and wide open Knoll is able to get the layup. You can't sleep on Lincoln. And it's 10-2, the number 1 team in the state, looking like it in the early going. Sissy handing it off to Terveen. Terveen, top of the key 3, back iron. The Knights have started this game ice cold from the field. They've hit 1 of just 8 field goal attempts. Now Schaefer pushing the envelope and out of bounds. No foul, that's a block on the drive, and Lincoln retains possession. Kremke's and Erickson out for Lincoln. And in comes DeAndre Painter, who off the bench is averaging 8 points. Along with Justin Bilal, a new varsity player. And Edison Nolan bounds it high up top to the big man, Sam DeGroat, whose pass is too strong to the sideline for Painter, who just checked in. So, little miscommunication. Lincoln's second turnover, still a 10-2 lead, and here come the Knights. Winners of 6 in a row. They are 2-2 against teams in the top 5 or receiving votes. Dute. Oh, just gliding past 3 defenders and laying it in. Nayun Dute with his first 2, and it's 10-4. Lincoln with the lead. These Knights just beat Aberdeen Central by 20 on Tuesday night in the Knight Gymnasium. Patriots have Isaiah Tier in the game. Over the right wing, Bilal, not quite. And the rebound underneath to Duke. So the Knights with a chance to cut this to 4, maybe 3. But the lob pass down low to Lent is a little strong. Tier reached up to grab it, out of bounds off of him. And so O'Gorman retains possession. Dute and Mason Clark, a couple of starters, check out for Derek Roby's Knights. Terveen takes the inbounds, working on Schaefer. Slashing, darting a pass to Lent. Can't quite knock down the little baseline J, and the rebound goes to Painter. Painter through 3 Knights. What a move, and the right-handed lay-in is good. DeAndre Painter gives Lincoln a 12-4 lead. Patriots so efficient and proficient on offense, and they're getting hands on the ball, knocking it out of bounds on defense, this time off Painter. And check that, it's off of O'Gorman, it's Lincoln ball. So the Knights are shooting under 30%. They've turned it over a couple of times. And Lincoln, so far as the number 1 team should, has pounced an 8-point lead on the state's number 5 team early on. Erickson a step back 3, front rim. Rebound though, Bilal lost it, still tried to pick it up and put it in, and Lent, who defended him, gets the rebound. Look at that long outlet by Sissy. Another one to Terveen. Saves it from going out. Now it's Lent. And Isaiah Tier hacked him as that pass came in. And the Knights will get the ball underneath their own hoop. It's a pushing foul on Tier. It is the first foul on Lincoln to the Knights' 3 so far. Luke Hanneman, the Lincoln coach, at the bottom of your screen, directing traffic. And a blocking foul on Lincoln as the inbounds went to Jackson Bjorkman, who fell down like a bowling pin. It's Tier's second foul in the last 2 trips down the court. So the Knights get the inbounds again. And Tate and Mooney lost it for a second and recovered. Now Bjorkman looked for the post. Instead, Mooney trying to work in on Painter. Back outside, Caleb Terveen between 3 Knights. The Patriots know. His twin brother gets the rebound and misses the putback, but this time a lot of crashing underneath and another Lincoln foul. Isaiah Tier with 3 fouls in the last 3 trips down the court. Bold prediction. He might not play much of the rest of the first half. And meanwhile, Terveen's first free throw rattles home. So DeGroat and Edison Knoll and Luke Kremkes, all 3 starters, check back into the game for the Patriots. 2:12 remaining in this first quarter. 12-5 the O'Gorman lead. And Caleb Terveen is a 71% free throw shooter. He ticked it up to 72 or 73 with those 2 makes. And the lead is now 6. For as good as the Patriots have looked on offense, they haven't hit a 3 yet. They've only attempted 3. Boy, Schaefer found some clearing in the lane. Sissy just kind of forced him to flinch a little bit, and it goes out of bounds. So Camden Sissy, who's the brother of a former Lincoln Guard starter a few years ago, playing for the Knights and taking it down and bowling right into the lane and making a little leaner from about 5 feet away. So Cece makes it 12-8. How will Schaefer react after that turnover on the last possession? O'Gorman still in a man-to-man. Erickson yet to get hot from the field. Backs it out to Schaefer. 1:20 in the first quarter. 4-point Lincoln lead in ball. Erickson with a nice shot fake. Mooney recovered, and then a block down low. Lent got the block. Cece out to Mooney. Into the corner, Terveen. Way too strong, and Kremke's a big defensive end for football. Hauls it in. Long outlet. And the break could not be finished by Erickson. Good job by Caleb Terveen to close things at the end of that layup attempt. Inside a minute to go, first quarter. And Lincoln with a 12-8 lead. But the Knights have 3 straight stops on defense, and they cash in. Little isolation for Sissy. Back out. Bjorkman wide open. In and out for 3. O'Gorman's had a few of 3-pointers that have just jarred the rim but keep popping out. And it goes out of bounds to remain with O'Gorman. Painter back in for Lincoln as Erickson checks out. 3 Knights check out. Lent and Caleb Terveen are starters, and Mooney are reserve. Nayun Dute, a starter, back in with the ball. He has yet to really get going, but he sure can. And he zips right past 2 defenders and gets the hoop and harm. Worked it in on Kremkes and DeGroat, and they looked helpless. It's a push, and it's on Kremkes. It's his first. So 28 seconds remain in the first quarter, and O'Gorman has scored 6 in a row to cut this lead to 2, and Nayun Dute has a chance to make it a 1-point game. 75% free throw shooter, 9 of 12 in the Knights' first 10 games. In and out. Kremke's the board, and now Lincoln has the rest of the first quarter to work with. Shot clock is off. Schaefer, the quarterback, and the point guard, with all the Patriots spread out all over the floor. A little screen from Kremke's, and then works his way back down and gets the hoop and harm. Well, Brody Schaefer just shifted into another gear. Just kind of lulled the defense to sleep, and then they couldn't keep up with him. A chance at a 3-point play for the sophomore. He's a 69% free throw shooter. He looks exactly like his brother Tate, and that's off the back iron. That includes the hair. Dute and Kremke's fall down, battling for the board, and it's called a jump ball. And the possession arrow goes to O'Gorman. So the Patriots get 2 out of a possible 3 points on that possession. And now the Knights down by 4. One last shot, presumably in the first quarter. Unless they can get one off quick enough and go for a putback if it's missed. There's the miss. But Edison Knoll just hauls it in at the buzzer, and that is your first quarter. Looked like Lincoln was going to charge way ahead, but the Knights come roaring back. And at the end of 1, it's Lincoln 14, O'Gorman 10. It's our Avera Health Game of the Week on Metrosports.tv, DakotaNewsNow.com, and the Outlaw Channel, 13.2.
The First Bank in South Dakota was the easy part, earning the confidence of local farmers, helping families account for their dreams, and securing the future for countless businesses took us a little longer. We owe it to the hard workers, big dreamers, and forward thinkers out there. Thank you for making South Dakota a great place to call home.
Jackrabbits don't wait to see what the future holds. They build it. At South Dakota State University, the next generation's leaders are preparing to launch. They're focusing on growth, and they're reaching new heights of excellence across vital industries. SDSU is building something greater for South Dakota and the world. Join us.
Lincoln on top of O'Gorman 14-10 as the Patriots look to move to 9-0 on this all of a sudden not so young 2024-25 high school basketball season. Of course, these are two of the oldest 3 high schools in Sioux Falls. Washington, the oldest. O'Gorman right there with it. And then Lincoln opened here in 1965. This gymnasium, though, opened about 20 years ago. Here's Erickson, 3-ball to make it a 7-point lead. Sam Erickson can get hot. That's his 22nd 3 of the year. He had about 6 of them in our game against Harrisburg over a month ago. The Knights turn it over, and here come the Patriots. They've had an 8-point lead already, and now they're looking for more. That's a 3-ball! A First Dakota 3-pointer from DeAndre Painter. And it's 20-10, another tray, and that's off the mark for Terveen. So now these teams were fairly deliberate with the ball in the first quarter, not shooting until a couple passes or waiting and waiting and waiting for an isolation drive, and they are gunning away so far. But the Patriots now have a 10-point lead, their biggest of the game. Bilal, driving on Bjorkman, draws a foul. Or did he? No, it's just out of bounds. They pointed at Bjorkman, but no foul call. I don't think either team hit a three-pointer in the first quarter. DeGroot hauls in the inbounds pass and lays it in, and Lincoln, in a blink of an eye, a minute 20, scores the first 8 points of the second quarter and is now up by 12. Can the Knights peck back away like they did in the first quarter, down 8? They moved it all the way down to 2 on a nice little 6-0 run before Lincoln scored the last bucket. Here's a pull-up from Austin Terveen that misses. Edison Knoll gliding down the court, fakes the pass, gets the foul on the attempted hands-switching lay-in attempt. The Patriots move fast. Our Vernite key to the game was to score in transition. They've done well with that. They've picked up a lot of transition opportunities, that's for sure. And that's the second foul tonight on Caleb Terveen. The first free throw of 2 from Edison Knoll is off the mark, and the struggles continue. 5 of 10 on the season coming into the game. Talented, if not underappreciated, safety, kicker, punter. He makes the second free throw, and Derek Roby calls a full timeout. It is slipping away from the Knights. 6:18 remaining first half. Lincoln, with the first 9 points of the second quarter, leads O'Gorman 23-10 on our Avera Health Game of the Week.
Finding a place to belong is everything. It's where you can make a difference, where you're heard, where you have a team that supports you, and the benefits you deserve. At Avera, you can find that place. You belong at Avera. Apply today. Avera.org/careers.
Well, let's see what Derek Roby, the dean of coaches in South Dakota high school basketball, drew up with his team down by 13 on the wrong end of a 9-0 run here at number 1 Lincoln. The Knights have won 6 games in a row, but this by far their toughest challenge. And the student sections are heckling back and forth at each other. You gotta love that. Roby has put in a couple shorter reserves in the game. Lent has his shot blocked by Bilal, who drives and misses the layup. And the long outlet from Lent off the rebound, and the 3-ball missed by Mooney. Lent gets the tip and gets the easy drive on a flat-footed Painter. John Lent stops the bleeding for O'Gorman. It's 23-12. Lincoln just went bombs away. Back-to-back First Dakota threes to start this quarter from Erickson and Painter. And then another 2-point bucket. They had 8 points in the first 70 seconds. DeGroat inside, muscling his way in and around, and a travel is called. Jackson Wildryer forced that in his first action off the bench tonight. Luke Hanneman and the Patriots don't love that call. Erickson to the bench along with DeGroat. Luke Hanneman has some encouraging words for both of those starters, 2 of their best players. And so the Knights now down by 11. Looking to continue the momentum. Cece fires away. Well, he just lulled his defender Painter to sleep, but he airballs it, and Krempke comes up with it. Lincoln students let him know about that. Here's Painter. Here's his 3 launch. Back iron, and Cece the board. Oh, he's just going to use his athleticism to barrel down the court. A kick out, a 3-ball, Wildryer, no. And the rebound to Krempke's again, who's hauled in about 5 of those tonight. So O'Gorman's getting some stops after the timeout, but not the points they need. It's still an 11-point Lincoln lead. Knights still in a man-to-man. Knoll takes the handoff from Krempke's. Muscles his way in. Lobs it up there. No, Bilal can't find the hoop on the putback. And a foul on Edison Knoll. Well, Dreyer is forcing these Patriots into mistakes and fouls. So Edison Knoll with his first foul. Lincoln's first of the second quarter. O'Gorman has only one itself. Once you get to 5, that means it's bonus time. 2 free throws every foul. Well, we're already halfway through the second quarter. Lincoln still up 23-12. Still in a man-to-man defense. O'Gorman looking for scoring from wherever they can. Austin Terveen, pull up in traffic. Nice defense by Schaefer, and the rebound to DeGroat. Patriots have not scored since O'Gorman called that timeout almost 3 minutes ago. Schaefer the lob to DeGroat, inside to Kremke's, ahead of the defense. DeGroat, who scores 16 points, drew a crowd, and Kremke's with the easy lay-in has 6 points. And Lincoln with a 25-12 lead. Cece in and out. That's about the 5th O'Gorman 3 that is just rattled out of the cylinder. And Erickson in the backcourt lost his handle on the dribble. It goes out. It was never touched by Mason Clark, so the call says. And so the Patriots, again, just a couple points these last 3 minutes after 9 in the first minute and a half of this second quarter. But still up 25-12. Nice move, Lent. Beautiful pass. Easy position. Easy lay-in for Caleb Terveen. And even though the Patriots are still up by 11, Luke Hanneman, the head coach, calls the timeout. He is frustrated, and he is barking at the rest of his dogs in that Lincoln huddle. Awesome crowd tonight here for high school basketball. Lincoln last played a few days ago at Huron, one of the tougher venues in the state to win. It's a long road trip. It's definitely a unique configuration. Dark, dingy, more of an arena than a gym that most of these kids play in. And supposedly, sometimes you may be working against more than just the 5 that you're playing against when you go to a venue like that in the ESD, supposedly. And the Patriots still escaped with a 10-point win over a solid club that is receiving the most votes of any team outside of the top 5. Patriots, though, on the skids offensively the last few minutes. Out of the timeout with their students section bouncing around. It's a whiteout night of sorts. Schaefer in high post traffic. Kremke's is open for 3. It's well off the mark, and Knoll can't save it from going out of bounds. So the Knights have had stops on approximately 6 of their last 7 possessions. But still, they've only managed a couple of buckets in that time. And so the lead remains double figures. Duke trying to do something about that on DeGroat. And then he gets the ball batted away by Schaefer, but it gets into the corner and a wide open First Dakota 3. For Mason Clark, his first points of the game, and O'Gorman's made this a single-digit game. DeGroat has had vultures on him all night long, still yet to score more than 2. He averages 16. Schaefer for 3! A First Dakota 3. They are raining in this second quarter from both teams. The Patriots have 3 of them, and it's back up to an 11-point lead. Doot for 3. DeGroat with a hand in his face. Kremke's and Lent battling for the board. Lent kind of armbarred Kremke's across the neck to track it down. And so the Knights get a second chance. There's Lent open. And the baseline J goes down. John Lent with a couple hoops in these last couple minutes to keep O'Gorman in this thing. 28-19, the Patriot lead. Schaefer is so dangerous. He'll sit there, and then he'll just crank it into another gear, and he goes right down the right lane and lay it in. You get the feeling Brody Schaefer could score on every possession if he wanted to and if Luke Hanneman wanted him to. 30-19. He's only the 3rd leading scorer on the team, by the way, behind DeGroat and Erickson. Caleb Terveen, that's Caleb, and then now a drive. And Mason Clark can't get it to go. DeGroat the defense and the rebound. Inside 50 seconds to go, first half. Lincoln controlling this game from almost the opening tip. And another drive, Schaefer, and this time he'll try to earn points at the line. So Luke Hanneman, first-year head coach, but certainly has learned from one of the best and brightest around, Mitch Begeman at Roosevelt. And as any good coach does, he sees a player who's hard to stop over and over again, so you just keep dialing it up over and over again. But Schaefer misses his free throw. He is 0 of 2 tonight and 11 of 18 on the year. Kremke's out for Lincoln. And Schaefer, who has 5 points, makes it 6. (31-19) Lincoln the lead. There's about a 6 seconds differential between game and shot clock. Austin Terveen kicking it out. Now Clark driving in. Oh, he zips right past 2 Patriots, but he can't finish, and then DeGroat gets the rebound, and the Knights foul. That's John Lent. His first. O'Gorman with just 3 team fouls, so still 2 away from the bonus for Lincoln, and that's probably not going to happen because the Patriots have the last 22 seconds. Luke Hanneman gives Brody Schaefer an order. Schaefer will stand there near the half-court circle until this thing gets down to about 10, right about now. Here he goes, look at that. And he draws another foul. He's just quick as a cat. And you know he has great body control, great strength. And it's almost as if you got to hack him. And that's what the Knights have done on Schaefer's last 2 drives. And this is the second foul tonight on Caleb Terveen. So Schaefer gets 2, and his first is in. And the Patriots are now up by 13 at 32-19. Again, it was a 4-point lead going into this quarter, and Lincoln scored the first 9, and they have been deadbolted at 9 apiece since. And after the free throw miss, it goes into Lincoln's hands, and a 3-ball from Knoll! A first Dakota 3 to beat the buzzer. Big offensive board off the rebound, and Lincoln closes out a dynamite first half at home on a Friday night in a top 5 tilt with a city rival. 35-19, the Patriots over red-hot O'Gorman at Lincoln High. It's halftime. We'll have some stats, maybe some highlights, some scores, some other local and statewide high school basketball games, all on the way on the Avera Health Game of the Week, right here on Metrosports.tv, the Outlaw Channel 13.2, and DakotaNewsNow.com.
Banking isn't just about financial products. It's about service and what we can do for you. Those personal touches are at the core of who we are at Central Bank. Decisions are made locally by people who get to know you. And while a lot has changed since 1877, we're still committed to our customers and to being the best bank in every community we serve. Central Bank, member FDIC.
Jackrabbits don't wait to see what the future holds. They build it. At South Dakota State University, the next generation's leaders are preparing to launch. They're focusing on growth, and they're reaching new heights of excellence across vital industries. SDSU is building something greater for South Dakota and the world. Join us.
Josh and Emily are visiting Emily's parents this weekend, where Josh will propose. He's nervous, but not about the ring. Well done, Josh. Well done. Chase is proposing to Ashley at the resort where they first met. Ashley was vacationing with friends, but Chase ended up being her best friend of all, plus some. Every diamond tells a story, but there's no story like yours. And there's no diamond like a Greenberg's diamond. Greenberg's Jewelers, a cut above the rest.
In nursing, where you work matters. At Avera, we build Team Green around you. with a culture that values and supports you. Leaders who listen and care about your success. And benefits to reward the great work you do. The grass is greener at Avera. So join Team Green. Learn more at avera.org/careers.
Experience it all. Follow your academic and career goals and your love for the arts, music, and competition that thrills you. Learn from award-winning faculty and in classes where you are more than a number. Build lifelong friendships at game day experiences and in student organizations for all interests. At Augustana, you don't have to choose. Live and learn in the heart of South Dakota's largest city, where job opportunities, networks of professionals, and a hometown feel await you. Find your bold at Augustana University.
Starting the first bank in South Dakota was the easy part, earning the confidence of local farmers, helping families account for their dreams, and securing the future for countless businesses took us a little longer. We owe it to the hard workers, big dreamers, and forward thinkers out there. Thank you for making South Dakota a great place to call home.
In nursing, where you work matters. At Avera, we build Team Green around you, with a culture that values and supports you. Leaders who listen and care about your success. And benefits to reward the great work you do. The grass is greener at Avera. So join Team Green. Learn more at avera.org/careers.
We all have dreams. At South Dakota State University, we dare to dream big. From the arts to the sciences, students and faculty discover what is possible and solve complex problems, challenging ourselves to think differently and impact our world. With SDSU, reaching to the stars starts on solid ground. Experience our elevated approach to education that prepares students to walk toward their future and build something greater.
The number one team in the state in command at home in our Avera Health Game of the Week. It's Lincoln 35, fifth-ranked O'Gorman 19. The Knights have their work cut out for them in the second half if they want to get out of here and extend their winning streak to 7 games. John Gaskins with you. Brad Newitt not here tonight. Vance Thompson Vision replay, and early on, the Knights were getting some things going defensively after a quick 12-2 Lincoln barrage to start the game. The Knights were able to get 8 points back at the end of the first quarter to make it 14-10. Lincoln then just opened the second quarter, raining in a couple of threes, and then Brody Schaefer, man, he has been a driving machine. Now, the Knights got the better of him on that play, but he has drawn some fouls. He has led Lincoln with 11 points on 3 of 4 shooting, and 2 of them were drives. Another one was a 3-point play. And on O'Gorman's side of the hoop, it's Neun Dute with a pretty drive between 2 Patriots, but it's been a struggle for O'Gorman from the field. They are 8 of 29, just 28%, 1 of 13 from deep, with about 5 of those shots rattling in and out. And meanwhile, Sam DeGroot, 16 points a game, and that is the senior's only 2 points tonight. But the Patriots have done just fine without him. I've mentioned Schaefer's 11, Kremke's and Knoll each have 6. And again, the Knights, it hasn't been for a lack of trying. They've been getting some hands on the ball, but Lincoln is such a proficient scoring outlet at 66 points per game. And they hadn't hit a 3 in a 14-point first quarter, but they knocked one down right away to start the second. The party got started with Edison Knoll, and Sam Erickson hit a 3, and Lincoln with a 35-19 lead. The Patriots are shooting 55% from the field to the Knights' 28%. So when you're shooting twice as well and you have 3 more three-pointers, you're probably going to have about a 15-point lead. Lincoln is 4 of 9 from beyond the arc. Also, the Patriots getting to the line and making more free throws, 7 of 11 to the Knights, 2 of 3. Lincoln dominating the offensive glass at 21 boards. Well, they're dominating the boards overall, 21-13, and they are not letting O'Gorman get some offensive rebounds. Turnovers, 5 on Lincoln, 4 on O'Gorman. That hasn't really been a big discrepancy. The Knights have 4 steals and Lincoln has 3. The most important stat is Lincoln 35, O'Gorman 19. What kind of a challenge can O'Gorman thwart, or can O'Gorman mount in the second half? We'll find out when we come back from Lincoln, our Avera Health High School Game of the Week on Metrosports.tv, DakotaNewsNow.com, and the Outlaw Channel 13.2 in Sioux Falls.
To have cloudy vision flying an aircraft, you have to have perfect vision. It's vital. I came here 4 years ago, Advanced Thompson Vision, and had my first light adjustable lens. About 5 weeks ago I came and had the second one done. It's just the technology is out of this world, it's outstanding, you know. There's nothing else like it in the world. But even if I could get it done in Dubai or Tokyo or Singapore, I wouldn't do it except here. Only Advanced Thompson Vision.
Here at Touchmark at All Saints, you're going to be surrounded by history.
When you drive up to our community, you are impressed by the beautiful campus all around. This community is a combination of the old and the new. The old on the exterior, but your apartments are impressive. I've never been so pampered in my life.
So it's the combination of both the history and modernization that makes it fun and enjoyable.
Starting the first bank in South Dakota was the easy part, earning the confidence of local farmers, helping families account for their dreams, and securing the future for countless businesses took us a little longer. We owe it to the hard workers, big dreamers, and forward thinkers out there. Thank you for making South Dakota a great place to call home.
Experience it all. Follow your academic and career goals and your love for the arts, music, and competition that thrills you. Learn from award-winning faculty and in classes where you are more than a number. Build lifelong friendships at game day experiences and in student organizations for all interests. At Augustana, you don't have to choose. Live and learn in the heart of South Dakota's largest city, where job opportunities, networks of professionals, and a hometown feel await you. Find your bold at Augustana University.
The Lincoln Patriots putting on a Friday night show in front of a large partisan crowd with plenty of fans from O'Gorman invading as well. It's a beautiful sight in this inner city showdown in a day and age where attendance is hard to come by, whether you're high school, college, or professional outlet. So much competition for the entertainment dollars, so many things, including this televised, and yet look at this turnout tonight. You know, our camera angle on Metro Sports TV showing the student side, which is about 2/3 full of both students and adults. But on the side nearest to us, behind the benches that you see at the bottom of your screen, it's almost completely full, and it is frenzied. Of course, these two schools just a few minutes away from each other, basically down 41st Street in Sioux Falls. And the Knights get possession to start the second half, down 16, but the Patriots get a hand on it. And Sam DeGroat, the big man, comes up with it. And here's Brody Schaefer, the sophomore, who does not play like one. Into DeGroat, just slashing down the lane and drawing a foul on Nayun Dute at the rack. 35-16 the lead. Patriots shooting 55%, the Knights just 28. And Sam DeGroat, it's DeGroat, by the way, as I've been told and emphasized. Somebody should tell the PA announcer. Makes his first free throw. Just 2 points in that first half. He averages 16. The Knights have done a good job defending him, but that has left some other teammates who are perfectly capable of scoring to do that damage. And now he has 2 more free throws and 4 points to make this 37-19. Austin Terveen working in on Edison Knoll into the mid-post. Oh, tried to reach around him. No. Bjorkman got the rebound and came up strong with the putback over the bigger and stronger Luke Krenkies. Nice job by Bjorkman to make it 37-21. That gets the O'Gorman students, who are wearing camouflage tonight, it's camouflage night, on their feet. I guess when it's 16-point deficit, let's get off our keisters here. Erickson driving the baseline, cut off by Clark. Now Schaefer with 10 on the shot clock. A screen from DeGroat. Where's he going to go? He's going to change his hands and draw another foul. Brody Schaefer has been lightning in a bottle and an absolute pest for this O'Gorman defense when he drives, because he does not mind working his way through traffic, and he's getting either lay-ins or fouls called and trips to the line. And his first free throw is in. Schaefer now 5 of 8 at the line tonight. 8 free throw attempts, and we are a minute into the second half. Cece checks in for Lincoln. Schaefer now with 12 points to lead all scorers in this game. Stares it down, can't knock it down, and Bjorkman the rebound. So the Knights need to go on a run. Can it start now? Bjorkman the head fake, slashing it on Kremkes, who, slapped him on the arm on that drive. No protest from the Lincoln side of things, and in fact, this is called on the shot, so Bjorkman gets a pair of free throws. Jackson Bjorkman, a 6'4" post, a senior, and he just made his 19th free throw in 24 attempts on the year. He's, with that make, 20 of 25. He's now at 80%, making 4 out of every 5. But it's still a 15-point Lincoln lead. It was 4 at the end of one quarter. The Patriots scored the first 9 of the second, and the lead has stayed at least 9 ever since then, at 16 at the break. And Kremke's hounded by Bjorkman, going for the ball, getting some body, wincing in frustration. That is a non-shooting foul, so the Patriots get a fresh 35 with the ball underneath, and Bjorkman has his second. 3 early fouls on these Knights in the second half. Erickson, he can get hot from deep. He decides to try to get started. Good hand in his face from Terveen, and the rebound for O'Gorman. Kick out, Bjorkman 3, not there, and DeGroat the rebound for Lincoln. Patriots still in command. Derek Roby leans in, gives his club a clap. Knew this would be a stern test tonight. Knoll, free throw line jumper. Oh, he faded away, fell down. He looked for a call. May have been a flop. Either way, 40-23, Lincoln with the lead, and Edison Knoll has 8 points. Here's a 3. Austin Terveen, back iron. And Bjorkman the rebound. Oh, he tried a nice little pass. Cece had the right idea, but the Patriots sniffed it out and got the steal. And now a 3 from Erickson, in and out. Kremkes, though, tips the rebound into the corner himself. And now he wants a 3. Yes, sir! Luke Kremkes with 9 points. That's a First Dakota three-point make. And Lincoln is up by 20, its biggest lead of the game. Austin Terveen driving on a double team. Knoll and DeGroat. The foul whistled on DeGroat. He had that dazed and amazed look on his face. Are you kidding me? And actually, it's on Knoll. They were pointing at Knoll. And that was before any shot attempts, so O'Gorman gets it underneath its own hoop. Isaiah Tier, DeAndre Painter off the bench for Lincoln into the game, along with Justin Bilal. Kremkes, Erickson, and Knoll, all 3 starters, check out. Knights just looking for an offensive rhythm at the moment. Buckets have been hard to come by, and Lent can't make it from about 10 feet. He got some space on DeGroat. And now Tier for 3 for Lincoln. No, sir. Both teams have gone cold from deep in this second half. 4.5 minutes remaining in the third. It's Lincoln still by 20. A no-looker. Lent finishes it off. Nice pass from Austin Terveen. John Lent has 6 points for O'Gorman, and it's an 18-point game. Patriots with the ball. They are 3-0 against teams ranked in the top 5 or receiving votes, essentially the top 6. Painter off a screen. Nails it! First Dakota three-point make for DeAndre Painter, his second of the game. He has 8 off the bench. Lincoln with a bunch of guys with 6 or more. And it's 46-25. And now Painter getting active on the defense. Can't quite come up with a steal. Lent recovers. Cece can't make it in traffic. And DeGroat the rebound. Luke Hanneman, the head coach for Lincoln, stretches his arms out. Let's see what that play means. Maybe it's Painter for 3. No. And Lent the board. A 21-point Lincoln lead, its biggest. Mooney tried to drive and got a little too flinchy. Tier got the steal. Now Painter. Bilal for 3. In and out. And Lent the rebound for O'Gorman. Entertaining game, but not a tight one. Lincoln up by 21 with 3 minutes left in the third. Here's Mooney. Back up top to Austin Terveen. And his drive is upended by DeGroat, who's whistled for a foul. For Lincoln's leading scorer this season, it's his, oh, check that, it's on Schaefer. Forgive me. That's his first foul. And Schaefer takes a seat. 12 points on the evening. Pacing the Patriots. Step back 3 for Mooney. A first Dakota three-point make for Tatum Mooney off the bench. His brother Ronnie was a point guard for the Knights a few years ago. Here's Bilal driving for Lincoln. Back up top, Painter. And just, yep. So Logan Mebius off the bench for O'Gorman is called for just kind of wrapping his arms around the waist of Bilal. Mebius wanted an armbar foul, but it's probably a matter of which one came first. Painter's 3, well off the mark. Kremke's got the board and saved it. Now Bilal driving, splitting defenders, can't finish. And the rebound goes to John Lent. He has several of them, as he should. He's 6'6". 18-point lead for Lincoln. Caleb Terveen pops in and out, and the rebound goes to Bilal. You get the sense of a bit of a YMCA game right now. Both teams playing well and still getting shots off quickly. I wonder if Luke Hanneman is going to try to take the air out of the ball just a little bit. He asks for motion. And there's a 3 attempt from Knoll. That's off the mark. And Bjorkman the rebound for O'Gorman. Inside 2 remaining, third quarter. Still a 18-point Lincoln lead. And Lent gets inside and makes the point blanker over Bilal. John Lent has 8 for O'Gorman. And it's 46-30. The lead is right back where it was at halftime at 16. Knoll into the jungle. Back up top, Kremke's. He tells guys next to him, except for Tier, to scatter. Now Tier runs into some trouble on a triple team. Lent the steal. Mooney the finish. Even though Bilal went up there and slapped the backboard. Nice move and finished by Tatum Mooney. Just a pair of buckets in the last minute or so. And the lead down to 14. Kick out. Bilal for 3. Yes, sir! A first Dakota three-point make for Justin Bilal, his first points of the game. And it's back to a 17-point lead for Lincoln. Patriots looking to go 9-0, the state's number 1 ranked team. O'Gorman checks in at number 5. They're 8-2. They've won 6 in a row. Here's Caleb Terveen for 3. In and out. It's about the 7th three-pointer tonight from O'Gorman that just couldn't quite drop. And it goes out of bounds and remains with O'Gorman. Nayun Doot, an electrifying player, quiet tonight, comes in for O'Gorman. Tier, Bilal, and Painter, the first 3 subs off the bench for Lincoln, check out. 30 seconds remain in this third quarter, and Mooney wants a three from deep. No. And Knoll the rebound. So Brody Schaefer back in to run this final play for Lincoln. 15 seconds remain in the third quarter. Mooney trying to stay with him. That's tough to do. A kick out. Erickson three. Indeed! With 4 seconds left, yet another First Dakota three-point make. The third quarter ends in a Brody Schaefer foul as he got a little aggressive, just defending Mooney, trying to lean in for a half-court shot to beat the buzzer. And it's a foul that is called not on the shot. The buzzer is sounded. I think Derek Roby's trying to get confirmation of if Mooney's going to get 3 free throws. And I think he finally gets the indication that he won't, and he doesn't like it, and I don't blame him. We go to the fourth. It's all Lincoln tonight. 52-32 over O'Gorman in a Midtown showdown on Metrosports.tv, Outlaw Channel 13.2, and DakotaNewsNow.com.
News Now at 9 on Fox Sioux Falls. Your first and only local news in prime time. 1 hour to focus on the headlines of the day, plus breaking news as it happens. 1 hour to provide in-depth coverage of the biggest stories, alerting you first to what impacts you and your family's safety. 1 hour to give you a more detailed look at your first alert forecast, updating you every 5 minutes so you can prepare for tomorrow's forecast tonight. Dakota News Now at 9 on Fox Sioux Falls, your first alert station.
Starting the First Bank in South Dakota was the easy part, earning the confidence of local farmers, helping families account for their dreams, and securing the future for countless businesses took us a little longer. We owe it to the hard workers, big dreamers, and forward thinkers out there. Thank you for making
Fourth quarter underway at Lincoln, and the state's top-ranked team well on their way to 9-0. A 20-point lead in the ball. And the O'Gorman Knights, the state's number 5, got a hand on it, but the Patriots recover. Kremke's missed the lay-in. Knoll misses the putback. And O'Gorman, oh wow, saves it. But DeGroat picks it up, gets the bucket and the foul. Oh, you have to feel for O'Gorman's Logan Mebius. He just kind of tripped and was able to save the ball from going out of bounds, but it rolled right to DeGroat. And then he finishes and has a chance at an old-fashioned three-point play. And for Nayun Dute, his third foul. DeGroat up to 6 points, but can't cash in on a 7th. He averages 16 a game and lent the rebound for O'Gorman. He has about 8 of those. So it's a 22-point Lincoln lead, and this time Lent falls down. Kremke's got the steal. Here comes Knoll, hands it off to Erickson for 3. Not quite. And the ball pinballs around through hands into Lentz. And the Knights get another chance. This is an O'Gorman team that won 6 in a row coming in. Derek Roby thrilled with the way his team has been playing lately. They can early sub at 5 a crack if some of the starters aren't gelling or playing with the desired level of energy. The second group against both Aberdeen and Yankton, their 2 most recent games, were the ones that gave O'Gorman the spark. And in fact, at one point with the second group, the Knights went on an 18-2 run. But each of the first 2 lines, to use a hockey term, struggling tonight. Here's Dute for 3. Can't get it. Mooney blazes in, kicks it out. Too strong of a 3 from Austin Terveen, and Brody Schaefer tracks it down. Yeah, Derek Roby knew the Patriots are talented and a matchup problem for any team, and that has come to fruition. The Patriots are a confident bunch. They got a young, hungry first-year coach in Luke Hanneman. Edison Knoll drives in and just loses it right in front of Mason Clark. Here's Austin Terveen, Euro step through 2 Patriots. Can't get it to fall. It's been that kind of a night for O'Gorman. They shot 28% in the first half, and it hasn't been much better in the second. Derek Roby knew it would take almost a perfect night to beat the Patriots, and I just gave you one stat that suggests otherwise for O'Gorman's efforts. Patriots giving up just 48 points a game, just 32 at the moment. Here's Knoll for 3. Yes, sir! Addison Knoll with his second First Dakota make. 54, make that 57-32. Other side, left-hand finish, not there for Clark. Schaefer got the rebound on the other side, and here come the Patriots. Luke Hanneman has not necessarily taken the foot off the gas on these possessions for Lincoln. They're used to moving quick and rhythmically, but finding good shots. Yeah, but now they take this one down to 12. Schaefer off the screen. Now Schaefer down the lane. And John Lent got a hand on the ball, but also got a part of Brody Schaefer, who almost every time he has driven down the lane has either scored or drawn a foul. 12 points on the night is 3 above his season average. He's also been busy at the line. He's made 3 of 6. And that one doesn't fall. Brody Schaefer does just about everything well, and that includes free throws. 69% coming in, but not tonight. It certainly has not affected Lincoln's stranglehold on this game. It was 12-4 early. The Knights scored 6 in a row to make it 12-10 as Schaefer makes his second. But then the Patriots scored the first 9 of the second quarter, and it has been well beyond arm's length ever since. Another O'Gorman miss, a DeGroat rebound. A 26-point Lincoln lead as we draw under 5 minutes remaining in the game. Painter, the nice fake pass one way, a drive the other, and he draws another O'Gorman foul. And that is on Camden Ceci, his first. Can't tell what the Lincoln students were chanting. I can tell you that they have some interesting phrases written in permanent marker on their white T-shirts. the kind of sophomoric high school stuff that makes you wonder, did they all do this thing where they had their friends write something on their shirt without authority and then they have to wear it? Anyway, it's now a 28-point lead after a couple free throw makes. Welldryer has been playing well off the bench for O'Gorman tonight, but he just draws a foul on a slash this time. A lot of fouls. It's been a physical game. I'm sure there might be a spectator or two who's being kind and staying in their seats and supporting these schools, but wouldn't mind, that first sip of a beverage once they get home or another establishment, wherever their plans are after this game. The outcome is certainly not in doubt. And that just put a perfect capsule on this game. Sam Erickson stuffing Ceci, who falls to the floor and denying O'Gorman their 33rd and 34th points of the game. This will be a season low for the Knights if their pace continues. Lent can't finish a big man move. Patriots just relentless on defense. I mean, they are a pretty offense to watch, and they have 60 points halfway through the fourth. But not enough credit has been given by me to this lockdown defense tonight. O'Gorman also has just had a lot of decent shots not fall. They have not taken a lot of bad shots. Painter on the drive, not quite. Erickson a long three. How do you do? A First Dakota three-point make. Lincoln has reached its season average of 8 tonight. And here's a three from Austin Terine. That's what Derek Roby was not wanting to happen tonight. Back when O'Gorman was trying to stay with the Patriots, didn't want early three-pointers that weren't open early in the shot clock. 3:15 now, and some O'Gorman fans are headed for the exit. They want to beat the foot traffic and the automotive traffic on their way to their first post-game beverage. Here's a three-pointer left wing. No good from Knoll. And the Knights get it. Nice save by Welldryer. 63-32, the Lincoln lead. Pull up, traffic, well drier. Not the shot I think the Knights want. Things have kind of pulled away. Derek Roby has retreated to the O'Gorman bench. This will be a learning experience for the Knights. The toughest barometer of what they have in the arsenal. They had won 6 in a row. And this will be good for them in the midseason. A timeout, a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here. 2:24 remaining in the fourth quarter. And Lincoln with a 63-32 lead. It was 16 at halftime. It got back to 16 about midway through the third. But ever since then, the Patriots have just continued to pull away. Vance Thompson vision replay. And look at that hounding defense. The double team and then the stuff. I mean, it has been a mountain to climb sometimes tonight for O'Gorman to get a basket. Derek Roby says any of Lincoln's starting 5 or even the first 2 players off the bench would start at any high school in South Dakota. He described Brody Schaefer as explosive, and that's been proficient, or prophetic tonight, and proficient. A miss on the lay-in by Clark. Lincoln students chanting just like baseball. That's interesting. O'Gorman's Summer Legion team won the state title. I would think just like football would be a little better. The Patriots have won the last 2 titles. There's Justin Bilal with the three-pointer. Another First Dakota three-point make. The Patriots have 9, 66-32, and Derek Roby is now tapping deep into that bench. We have couple reserves, and Mebius. Nate Hardy is in there. Lincoln's entire 5. Also, from the deep part of the bench, the junior varsity squad. Chance for them to show out for these last 90 seconds in front of most of the crowd that came here. I mean, a smattering of O'Gorman fans started to leave a minute or 2 ago, but still got probably 1,200, maybe 13. Gymnasium that seats just under 2,000. Lincoln with 4 state titles. They went back-to-back mid-2010s. There's a First Dakota three-point make by Bilal. Those 4 state titles came under 3 different head coaches. And Bilal came screaming in to try to defend an inside attempt from Nate Hardy. 40 seconds, and by the way, we've had running clock for the last couple of minutes because once it gets to a 30-point lead, the clock is supposed to not stop. Now, 34 seconds left. They stopped it for some reason, I think just to get a couple of O'Gorman subs in the game. But yeah, you had Lyle Weaver, you had Robin Burgard, and there's a team in Lyle Pearson, I should say. Lyle Pearson wins the 95 state title. Robin Burgard and Jeff Halseth, both assistants on that team. Burgard takes over for about 9 years, leads Lincoln to a state title, walks it off at 25-0 in 09. Luke Hanneman was on that squad. He's Lincoln's head coach now. And, of course, between Burgard and Hanneman was Jeff Halseth, who's been a common denominator for 35 years and finally retired from basketball coaching in this offseason. He won 2 state titles. And Lincoln looks very, very much like a team equipped to bring home the school's 5th. They are 15 seconds away from 9-0. And in one of their bigger tests through these first 9 games against a red-hot team that had won 6 straight, the Patriots passed with flying colors. It is over. 69-32. Patriots are 9-0, and the Knights fall to 7-3. We'll have some highlights and some post-game stats, some scores, And a reminder of when you can see more awesome Metro basketball action again here on our Avera Health Game of the Week. This was not quite as tight of a game as we would have thought between two top 5 teams. What a performance by Lincoln. And we're back with the post game on Metrosports.tv, Outlaw Channel 13.2, and DakotaNewsNow.com.
Time is valuable.
You shouldn't have to wait for the weather forecast.
That's why the First Alert Weather Team is giving you weather every 5 minutes in every newscast.
Every 5 minutes in the morning, every 5 minutes in the evening,
and every 5 minutes on the weekends, too.
Focusing on the weather that affects you.
You'll always get the First Alert so you can plan ahead.
First Alert weather every 5 minutes. Only on Dakota News Now.
Jackrabbits don't wait to see what the future holds. They build it. At South Dakota State University, the next generation's leaders are preparing to launch. They're focusing on growth, and they're reaching new heights of excellence across vital industries. SDSU is building something greater for South Dakota and the world. Join us.
Finding a place to belong is everything. It's where you can make a difference, where you're heard, where you have a team that supports you and the benefits you deserve. At Avera, you can find that place. You belong at Avera. Apply today. Avera.org/careers.
Banking isn't just about financial products. It's about service and what we can do for you. Those personal touches are at the core of who we are at Central Bank. Decisions are made locally by people who get to know you. And while a lot has changed since 1877, we're still committed to our customers and to being the best bank in every community we serve. Central Bank, member FDIC.
Josh and Emily are visiting Emily's parents this weekend, where Josh will propose. He's nervous, but not about the ring. Well done, Josh. Well done. Chase is proposing to Ashley at the resort where they first met. Ashley was vacationing with friends, but Chase ended up being her best friend of all, plus some. Every diamond tells a story, but there's no story like yours. And there's no diamond like a Greenberg's diamond. Greenberg's Jewelers, a cut above the rest.
Starting the first bank in South Dakota was the easy part, earning the confidence of local farmers, helping families account for their dreams, and securing the future for countless businesses took us a little longer. We owe it to the hard workers, big dreamers, and forward thinkers out there. Thank you for making South Dakota a great place to call home.
A basketball clinic tonight at Lincoln High School where the home team improved to 9-0 and solidified itself at the top of the South Dakota AA high school rankings. 69-32 over the state's number 5 team, easily a season low for the O'Gorman Knights, who came into this game not just having won 6 in a row, but averaging 73 points per game coming in, and they don't score half of that tonight. The Patriots hold them to a miserable 13 of 54 from the field at 24%, and an even harder to stomach 2 of 22 from beyond the arc. Meanwhile, the Patriots made 12 three-pointers, 10 more than the Knights. That's 30 points of the 37-point final margin of victory. Welcome to our Avera Health Game of the Week post-game show. John Gaskins, along with Chad Berger and his tech crew, the Intrepid Tech crew at Metro Sports TV. And we have a chance to check out how we got here on our Vance Thompson Vision replay. That's one of those 12 Lincoln three-pointers. And they were spread out. 6 different Patriots were able to splash it home from 3, the last of which was Justin Bilal off the bench, and he had 3 of them, most of them in the fourth quarter. Lincoln had 4 double-figure scores tonight, led by Brody Schaefer's 13. Meanwhile, the Knights were powered inside, at times by John Lent. In fact, his 8 points was the pace setter for the Knights, 1/4 of their production. And again, Lincoln, for as snappy of an offense as they have, and they showed tonight, shooting 50% from the field, it really was the defense that closed things out. Sam Erickson on the block after an effective double team in the lane, and that just illustrates how difficult things were for the O'Gorman Knights to find the bucket tonight. And look, there are a lot of Patriots that were raining in threes, that were in double figures, but we can only pick one player of the game, brought to you by American State Bank. And we will go with who was, for the most of the night, the pace setter for Lincoln. It was Brody Schaefer. The guard had 13 points. 8 of them were at half, but it was the way in which he did it. I mean, every time Brody Schaefer decided to take the ball at any spot on the floor beyond the arc, and find his way into the lane, he would just bolt down through traffic and either get the lay-in with his dexterity, his balance, his athleticism, or he would draw a foul. O'Gorman just had no way to stop it. I don't think they did once. He didn't miss any of the attempts. Well, let's put it this way. Either he was making those half-court layups through that lane traffic, or he was being fouled. He never missed and wasn't fouled. I think that's what I was trying to say. So congratulations to Brody Schaefer, the player of the game in Lincoln's state championship football victory back in November in the Dakota Dome, and our player of the game tonight in one of the most impressive wins all season by any team in South Dakota's AA high school basketball level. I mean, it's definitely Lincoln's most impressive win, 37 points over a number 5 team who came in 8-2 and had won 6 in a row. Beyond Schaefer, 11 points came from both Sam Erickson and Edison Knoll. Erickson knocked down 3 3-pointers, while Knoll made a pair from deep. And then 10 points came from DeAndre Painter off the bench, including a couple of threes. 9 from Luke Kremkes. Big man had himself a long-range splash as well, and 6 points poured in by Sam DeGroat. I mean, that's almost one of the more telling stats of the evening. DeGroat averages 16 points per game, and he was held 10 under his average, and the Patriots still score 69, which is 3 more than their average. Several lethal weapons, and that's why the Lincoln Patriots sit atop high school basketball in South Dakota. 69-32 victory over O'Gorman. And the Patriots move on, and right back here on Friday night against the Mitchell Colonels, who will come in likely at number 3 or number 4 in the state, and the defending state champions. One of the most anticipated regular season games of the year will be right here at the Lincoln Gymnasium between Lincoln and Mitchell, and we will have it this upcoming Friday night at about 7 o'clock. And we're going to have it on Metro Sports TV and DakotaNewsNow.com and the Outlaw Channel 13.2 and on the radio on Fox Sports 98.1. Also on Fox Sports 98.1 Tuesday night, the East Side Showdown, Lincoln and Washington. That should be a good one, but the Warriors, whew, they have their work cut out for them to get ready for these Patriots. A big-time 37-point win tonight for our intrepid crew at Metro Sports TV, led by Chad Berger, and for our director of Sioux Falls operations, Brad Newitt. We missed him tonight. I'm John Gaskins saying so long from Lincoln High School and our Avera Game of the Week. Good night.
News Now at 9 on Fox Sioux Falls. Your first and only local news in prime time. 1 hour to focus on the headlines of the day, plus breaking news as it happens. 1 hour to provide in-depth coverage of the biggest stories, alerting you first to what impacts you and your family's safety. 1 hour to give you a more detailed look at your first alert forecast, updating you every 5 minutes so you can prepare for tomorrow's forecast tonight. Dakota News Now at 9 on Fox Sioux Falls. Your first